I recently went out to Santa Monica and sat down with Fred Krueger, CEO and founder of EOS Lynx and WorkCoin, and discussed everything from how he got into crypto to just how close we are to consumer adoption. Thank you so much for having us, Fred.
Well, thanks, Virginia.
How did you get into crypto, and what was it exactly that made you have that moment where you just knew this was something for you?
The idea of the sort of digital money, that sort of has been interesting me for about a year right now. And so, I was in the tech space, but sort of the thing that was gnawing at me was what kind of apps can be used to spend money with crypto? How can we do that? And so the first thing I thought about was, well, paying people, paying freelancers, paying people for gigs. That seems like an obvious kind of application.
So you started WorkCoin.
Yep.
And then halfway through you decided, okay, we need to make a wallet that works for this?
We built sort of the system for WorkCoin, and then we hit kind of a wall, which was, how do we connect this with payments, right? And, that wall, we hit it probably first before almost anybody in our industry was hitting it. And we realized that, with Ethereum, it was really too slow, right? So, the problem is if you have to wait 2 minutes to get paid or to pay for a service or anything, that's just not going to fly. So we started looking at EOS, and the EOS was, it's a lot faster than Ethereum. It's about 100 times faster.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So instead of taking 2 minutes, it takes 1 second, So that was super interesting. Now the question is, how do you build that into a user interface, into like a mobile phone interface that's fast, easy to use, fun to use, etc. And that wasn't available. Nobody had sort of built anything around that for on EOS, period. So basically, we looked at it and we're like, okay, we need to build something on EOS because it's fast, but there really isn't much there. It's it's basically the people behind EOS basically said, hey, we built this program. You guys are programmers. Build a user interface. Right. It's not like, you go to the iPhone App Store and, there's like a user interface, you log in, you buy apps. None of that existed or exists still today.
For the wallet, What makes yours different than everybody else's?
What makes us different is we are building our wallet with the idea of an API so that if you have an app that needs crypto, that app can talk to our wallet directly, as long as it's an EOS app. It can talk to our wallet and communicate in a very seamless way. So think of it less as a wallet and kind of more as an app store. So the first thing we did is we launched the wallet, right? So that was about 6 weeks ago. And it was just sort of standalone, really good wallet, right? But we always had this idea of integrating it and building it into our WorkCoin thing. So that launched, I think about 3 weeks ago. I'm not 100% sure. We launched the first integrations with the wallet, right? So then we had a bunch of people starting integrating the wallet. And now we did that first, we did it on desktop, and then we launched the mobile API. Now we're launching other APIs, so mobile to mobile API. So your app can actually talk to our app. So you can even have, there's an app called EOS Nights. It's a very popular app. So we're working on an integration where that app, it's an Android app, can actually launch our app from within their app to pay, okay? To buy a night piece, like a sword or a thing. So you're playing along, you say, I need this super powerful shield to get to the level 3 of the game. Okay, buy with Lynx. Click, opens Lynx, you says, okay, that shield costs 1 EOS. Okay, I'm gonna pay 1 EOS, now I have the shield. Returns me back to the game.
Because that seems like a really good way to get adoption of not only your wallet, but then everybody has their apps.
Right. It's an ecosystem, right? So basically what we're trying to do, imagine right now if your wallet was not just connected with the money you have, but it's connected with all these apps.
That could be really dangerous, though.
It
for
could be
a shopper like myself.
Well, yeah, or it could be great, right? Like you could have coupons, you could have special offers, there's a lot of things you could have, right? Then you will have, right? Yeah. That you can think of lots of great things that are going to come, that are just going to be integrated into this buying with crypto, right?
With apps like CryptoKitties, that really makes people want to have that that platform.
Yeah.
What kind of apps are you wanting to put on?
One of the things that we do as a platform is we like to think about all the different kind of apps and things that are useful, right? So they kind of fall into a lot of different categories. So let's start, I can sort of iterate over all the categories because we've gone over them so many times. So first of all, there's going to be games, right? And a lot of people think it's just CryptoKitty style games. But I can tell you that there were people in my office working on some very cool big games, okay? And we're talking about games, with 3D characters, skins that you can take off, customize.
Like RPG?
Yeah, exactly.
Very
Like,
cool.
I'm talking World of Warcraft quality games, okay?
Well, that's the way to get mass adoption.
Yep.
I mean, once you get the gamers involved,
Yep.
it's...
And that's happening. E-commerce is another area which I'm very bullish on, right? Which is, both point of sale and really e-commerce, so, scan this QR code and, skip the line, that kind of thing. Or, integrating into Shopify or, integrating into just your website, because maybe you can't, PayPal doesn't work for you. So, between stable coins, payment stuff, games, all kinds of other apps that are using, this stuff, we're going to see this. I think we're going to see this complete explosion in consumer crypto.
Well, I love it because, I've talked to so many people and they think, oh, it's 3 years off, 5 years off. But, you make it sound like it's right around the corner.
It's right around the corner. I mean, it is. Like, it truly is right around the corner. I was up in San Francisco talking to Google, and I, the first speaker was a very smart guy, VC, typical San Francisco VC, and he sort of drew this Gartner hype cycle, and he goes, well, this is the top. This is where we're going. And then, he put blockchain like right in the middle of the ski slope down, right? And then it's sort of like, people were like, ugh. And he goes, yeah, and by the way, it's going to go down for another 2 years. And, then you sort of see it sort of gradually coming back up like 5 years from now, And he goes, yeah, it takes, it's going to take so much time and so long. And therefore, we're really interested in investing in, enterprise things like supply chain, like what Walmart's doing, but consumer crypto, please, And I'm looking at it going, you're completely missing the boat, like you have no idea. You have no idea how close we are to consumer crypto. And it really reminds me of like in 2002, right? 2002, 2003, everybody had given up on .com. All the smart people were like, Amazon's the worst thing ever. It's the complete scam. Nobody's ever going to go online. Nobody's going to search was stupid. That's what everybody was saying that. And everybody was saying, you need to do something else, like invest in real estate. That's what everybody was saying, right? And guess what the smart move was? Consumer internet, right? That was the smart thing. Like, Facebook was about to start. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Facebook started 1 year later. Like, everybody had given up on that. Everybody had given up on e-commerce. And I kind of feel like same deal. Where it's eerily similar. And the enterprise blockchain to me reminds me of people in 2002 who were like, oh, we're not doing consumer stuff. B2B. We're doing B2B stuff.
Right.
B2B. That's safe. It's good. Enterprise. Feast. But actually, I think the cool thing about crypto is not enterprise. I think it's very uninteresting. I'm not at all interested in Walmart's lettuce tracking system. It doesn't interest me at all. I'm interested in the fact that I have money, digital money in my phone now that I can give you, and now you have digital money. To me, that's interesting. Tracking lettuce, I think a good database can do that, with a bunch of APIs.
Right. So for people that are brand new to crypto or that don't even know about crypto,
Yeah.
what would you tell them?
It'll feel very natural, right? Like, it'll be like Uber. One day it didn't exist, and then one day everybody's Ubering, and it's a verb, Yeah, so I think that's what's going to happen, right? I think it's going to be as ubiquitous as Uber is. It's just going to be like, oh yeah, I got a wallet, I got some, just crypto me some stuff. Hey, I picked up the check, can you, okay, yeah, I got you, It's like, oh, I did some work for you. Oh, great, I need to find somebody to do this thing. Great. Oh, this one's available. All right, let me buy it. Okay. So I think so much of the economy, so many payments are going to go through crypto. And especially because we're living in this global world, right? Try sending money to somebody in France. Impossible. This is not possible.
It's a nightmare.
It's a complete nightmare, right? So, and it's like you have to go to the bank, you have to fill out this wire transfer thing. The guy gets it a week later, you have to call him, did you get it? Did you get it? Like, imagine that's just 1 second, I think digital money is going to change the world, in a really, really profound way. And I really do think I think it'll start happening next year. I think within 2-3 years it'll just be ubiquitous. I think you'll be basically, the banks are going to get in on this, and they're basically going to start issuing stable coins themselves. So, it'll be like Bank of America, now the maximizer account with stable coins,
Right.
That's what it'll be. It will be one of the greatest things. It will certainly be the greatest thing since the actual internet. It may be greater than the internet.
Thank you so much, Fred, for letting us come in and talk to you today.
Well, thank you very much. Really enjoyed it.